Hey guys, Coop here. It's going to be a quick little video response for my buddy Sailing Manual. He's got a pretty interesting video. Constitutional carry. What do you feel? Do you feel it's right, legal, yada yada yada? Honestly, I believe in constitutional carry. I mean, it's been done throughout our entire history, and until we got more populated and more cities and towns and governments created more and more laws, we used to be allowed to carry a gun on our side or on our shoulder, and there was never any problem. And as society has grown, so has the rules. The bigger the class, the more rules the teacher puts down. That's just life. That's how it is. And the only way you get those rules changed is by going against them, fighting them. By no means am I saying go out and do it, in a tyrannical way. Go about it legally and civilly, but there will come a time that, unfortunately, a lot of us may have to go at it in a physical way, and that's the times that I'm sad for. But as far as constitutional carry, I believe it should be a right, not a privilege. Matter of fact, it is a right. I mean, but you got to look back to some of the famous sheriffs in history, like Wyatt Earp, for instance. He just comes to mind. Look at the laws that he instilled when he took in office to regulate his wild towns. Okay, he took office in a new town. First thing he did was took out his big old sign, said, when you come to town, you relinquish your guns to us, and when you leave, you can have them back. And that's the first thing he did to keep the crime and control the rowdiness of the guys coming in, the cowboys and all this. And I can kind of understand that. I can understand the way of thinking, because you get 25, 30 guys come riding in on four-wheelers, shooting up in the sky. There ain't no telling how many people are going to get hurt over something like that. So I do kind of understand that. But that's a little different than being allowed to carry. If you lawfully carry, I think it should be a right. I think that everybody should be allowed to lawfully carry. Now, if you pull that firearm or you discharge that firearm for no good reason, that's where your training comes in. That's where I feel, just like Manuel said, everybody, I don't feel that we should have to go to a mandatory government testing and all this stuff. No, I don't believe in that, but some kind of training should be instilled, period. I mean, you don't want to see a 2 or 3 year old kid out there pick up a gun, and next thing you know, you got half the people in the house shot dead. You've got to have some kind of training. And I know for us, back when I think it was 7th grade, they sent us all to what they called Nature's Classroom here. And they taught us about wildlife, gun safety, bows and arrows, all kinds of stuff. I think that's mandatory. I think that should be mandatory, that if you want to carry legally, they shouldn't make you jump through all the financial hurdles, but they should instill some kind of sense of training. You should get some kind of training, period. But that's my thoughts on it. I believe in it. I feel that we should be allowed to carry. Just like Uncle Ted said, his concealed weapons permit is the Constitution of the United States, and that's how it should be. Now, are you going to get hassled? Oh yeah. Here in the state of Florida, we do have a few things that we can open carry. Okay, we can't just walk out of the house and open carry. We've got to be going to and from certain events. And if we're going to and from certain events, you can open carry. But I don't understand, if you can go to and from those events open carry, why can't you go anywhere open carry? It's it's kind of crazy. And just to tell you a little brief story about that, I used to open carry all the time when I went fishing, because that's one of the laws down here. You can legally open carry on your way to, while you're there, and from fishing. And I do a lot of fishing here in Florida. So when I would get up every morning, I'd get dressed. First thing I'd do, pop on my sidearm as soon as I'm dressed. I'd go out, hook up the boat, and head right up the street to the little convenience store, gas up, and get my ice and stuff. And I would say probably at least out of 1 every 5 times, I would get harassed by a police officer that did not know his job, did not know that I was legally allowed to carry that firearm. And it didn't take long, and the local police that usually stop me, within about 10 minutes, they knew I knew more than they did, or I wasn't going to back down from them, and they let it go. But every once in a while, you'd come across this one moron that really wanted to push it, and it was funny how watching these guys lie. I went in, the last time I open carried when I went fishing, I went in, got my stuff out of the convenience store. I was coming back out to put the gas in the boat, and as I was coming out of the store, a state trooper was going in the store. So of course, boom, he sees the gun on my side. So he immediately does a 180 and follows me out to my boat. And first thing he does is, why do you have that gun on your side? And I said, because I'm going fishing. He says, you're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, yes, I am, sir. And I said, by the way, why are you sitting here harassing me? I've done nothing wrong. I went in, I paid for my gas, I got my ice. I've done nothing wrong. Why are you bothering me? And his tone went from here to here now. He said, oh, we got a call, said there was a man in the store with a gun. I said, no, you didn't. I said, every one of these clerks in here know me. I've been in this store 1,000,000 times. No one in that store called you. Because one, there's not been anybody at this store since I pulled up. And the clerks all know me. Matter of fact, the clerks have all said it time and time again that when I'm in the store, they feel safer, knowing there's a gun on my side. So I know you're lying there. So now, let's continue. Why are you harassing me? And he kept on with his normal spiel. And then it was funny, after about 10 minutes of this, here came another state trooper. Now this next state trooper I had dealt with just 2 months earlier. And it was pretty funny because he rolled up. He gets out, he comes over and asks what's the problem, or what's the problem. And his little buddy said, well, this guy's got a gun on his side. And he looked at me and he looked at that other guy. He says, come on, it's time to go get a cup of coffee. Leave this man alone. He knows his rights better than you do. And the little cop that was harassing me said, no, this isn't right. And his partner proceeded to tell him, look, last time I had a run-in with this gentleman, we actually called a supervisor in. And the supervisor told us he was right in everything he said. So, guys, that was my last time open carry. I mean, not because they scared me or pushed me, just because I didn't want to hassle. I mean, I spent over 35 minutes with these 2 cops arguing that I was in the right. That's 35 minutes they took out of my day of fishing that I'll never get back. So, from now on, yes, I still open carry when I go fishing. I just don't carry it on my side. I stick it in my glove compartment of my boat, and then when I get on the water, I pull it out, I stick it on my side. It just saves with the frustration. So it all boils down to, do you want the frustration of dealing with this madness? But as far as constitutional open carry, I agree with it 100%. It's cooped, signed, sealed, and approved. You guys want to put your comments and questions down below? I'll be more than happy to answer them. I appreciate your support. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. It means a lot to me. You guys all know we've got the Facebook page up and going. Link for that will be down below. Go over and hit the like button if you like what you see. If you don't, you just wasted a couple minutes of your time. With all that being said, my friends, old Coop's going to say, Coop out.